Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. It is Wednesday, November 9th, 2022, and welcome to Soul Strengthening Sessions. I'm very happy to be here with you, bringing you this new series that I'm beginning from old to new. Perfect way to end the year, this beautiful year of love is, honor is, unveiled for you in 2022. Which I hope has been a year of beauty for you and a year of receiving the love and honor that God has for you in your life. We're beginning with identity. Now, this is going to be very multi-layered teaching because identity is all-encompassing. It is a part of our life in its entirety. And today we're going to learn about the foundations of it. Now, what is identity? At the very root and core, identity is how we see and define self. It might surprise you to know that much of this self-understanding and self-reflection and self-image actually stems from our childhood and the subconscious part of the mind, and what we received growing up through our parents. I've shared before, and this is a foundational teaching of mine and belief of mine, that there are two pillars when it comes to understanding self and also understanding our brokenness as it pertains to the inner healing journey. The first pillar is our upbringing in our childhood. We, by design and by nature, inherit our parents' lineage, and that is across the board. So knowing that is very, very vital, actually, when it comes to healing from the pain of life. The second pillar is life experiences, which again, depending on where you are, could also be carried from childhood. But these two pillars are what make up who we are. Now, at the very, very core, our identity is inherited through our father line. Our fathers bestow identity upon us, they crown us with identity, and that stems from both their inherited order in family line, but also by name. The name that we carry is a seal of ownership and therefore a seal of identity. So, and this is so huge when you understand this, because many of us did not have very good relationships with our fathers. And so for that very reason, it can be that some of how we see self is impaired, and it is broken because we carry pain and trauma from the dysfunctional relationship of our father. But we're going to learn how to obviously recognize this, but also to heal, to recover, and to make peace with that part of our life and our identity. Now, another part and aspect of identity is self-worth and self-image. Now, we carry our self-worth through our mother line. Our mothers are created to nurture us and to esteem us and encourage us. So in the same way, many of us may not have had or have healthy relationships with our mothers. So that has poured into how we see self. And we're going to get into that as well. But it's important to understand this basic foundation first so that we can understand the rest of it. So identity, how you see self. Now, at the very core, we are all created with the foundations of self, which is spirit, soul, and body. Many of you know this is what I teach, and this is what I believe, and this is what She's Restored is founded on. But when it comes to this understanding of going from the old to the new, it's important that we are postured to reflect the past and focus on the future while we are in the process of the present, so that we can connect the two. This is the entire life journey of going from broken to restored. So when it comes to identity, we need to understand how we see ourselves. And that is a question that I'm posing today to begin this series. How do you see yourself? When you think of your identity, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Because actually for everybody, it's actually different. We have many parts of self that we say, this is my identity. At the very core, we are spiritual beings. So this is actually the foundation of our identity, is our spiritual alignment. And then we understand about the soul realm, which is what I teach on. And this is where we wrestle with identity. That pours into our body, which is how we take care of our bodies, how we carry ourselves, how we engage with others. So this sort of transaction and transformation actually happens in the soul realm, between the spirit and the body. So identity, as I say, can pour into, and it does pour into, every aspect of life. So we have cultural identity, we have religious identity, we have social identity, we have identity in our career, we have identity in our relationships, we have identity in our roles in life. And all of this is important because all of those actually stem from the core identity of how you see yourself. So I'd like to ask you some questions to ponder. The first being, when you think of identity, and I'm repeating this, but when you think of identity, your self-identity, what is the first thing that you think of? Do you think of yourself in terms of your role in life or in your family? Do you think of your religious identity? Do you think of social identity, your career? What is the first thing that comes to mind? Because that's actually going to indicate where you place the importance of how you see yourself. And again, this is a reflection of your belief system and what you've carried and what you've inherited and what you've adopted as well along the way. So it's hard to talk about identity without talking about misidentity. Misidentity, and we're going to get into these specifically, but this is the intro and overview, so I'm going to go over kind of all of it for a little bit. Misidentity is seeing self through a broken lens, seeing self through a filter from an area that is broken. And it's interesting because most of the time we may not even realize that we are looking at self through our brokenness, which is why it's important to learn how to, first of all, accept it, embrace it, and process it. Misidentity is what leads us into other broken areas of life. It's what leads us to go against our intuition. It's what leads us to go against our purpose and our calling. So coming back to this foundational understanding of who we are is very important. Now, as I said in the very beginning, at the root we are spiritual beings. Having that spiritual alignment to truth is going to anchor your soul to relearn, or I should say unlearn, what is not your true identity and relearn what is your true identity, so that you can then flow and function in your true self. So how do you see yourself today? Now, wherever you are, it's okay. Embrace it and make peace with it, because we are going to learn how to unravel knots that were tied for us. And we are going to learn how to be aligned to the truth of who we are. That's all for today. I wanted to share this, and next week we are going to get into a little bit more on this foundational understanding of identity. I hope you all are well. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.